G'day mate, and welcome back to Factorio with me, JD, and you will not believe it, but we're all caught up on speed modules. We're short on nuclear parts now because I added 2 more nuclear reactor builds because we'd started chewing into our accumulators fairly heavily every single night, and consequently steam power was having a bit of troubles keeping up. So new solar panels laying is predicted in my future. Anyway, I've also doubled our low density structure. Yeah, low density structure build. So this is now doubled. I've removed the train tracks that were running right through the middle of this build because we just don't need them anymore. I do need to remove more train tracks, which we will do in dribs and drabs when we happen to walk close enough. But we need to actually start planning out some of the big things, some of the things that I've been putting off because I know it's going to be a pain, like the actual builds to run this. So, well, the smelters to run this whole setup. So, like we've got green circuits here, which means somewhere near to this, I need to have an iron and a copper smelter, and you know, there's red circuits here, which means I need another copper smelter. Our low density structures need steel. So if we go back to our... Hang on, I'm going to find our calculator. I was just looking at it. There we go. Okay, so if I go back to the calculator, we're going to work backwards because that's what we've been doing the whole time. So if I turn off low density structures, that removes all our requirements for steel. So we're guaranteed that all our steel is going to low density structures. So that seems like a pretty good spot to start. So now I got to play what were these builds again and work out what's what. So it's 20 plastic, 80 copper. So that's copper, that's copper. Plastic's coming from over here. No, plastic's coming in that way, so I don't even have to worry about plastic. So it's just steel. And we need 8 steel on this belt. Seems easy enough. We've just got to make it happen somehow. So if we go up to our steel builds, no, not that one, one of these, and we run a max rate calculator over that, it makes 6.3, of course it does, and we need 8. So that's 2. So if we copy from there to there, which is convenient because it's about the same width as one of these builds. I've still got to do copper, don't forget. Copper's going to be its own separate nightmare. And we need, what is it? A lane of copper per one of these? Yeah, a lane of copper per one of these. Plus, okay, hang on. Hang on. Go to our copper build, paste our steel build, look at one over the top of the one another. So at the same size, that is a lane of copper. 5 smelters have no rescues. Okay, bad example. Bad example. Let's do an iron one, because at least they're running flat out. Yeah, we've got a small copper shortage going on. Okay, so at one length, can we... Okay, actually, let's start with the copper. Let's start with the copper. So we're going to copy a copper build, and I'm going to leave some separation from our green circuits. Those roboports shouldn't be there in the end. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a single build. And actually, we're going to go to our train and we're going to rob our train. Hey, you, train. Yeah, all that stuff. Go build it down there. I want all of those. They can go in there. I want another stack of those. What am I putting in here? Steel chest, undergrounds. No, I think we've got everything, actually. Okay, in that case, let me just go raid that box. That box. I've got plenty of stack inserters. Do not have a lot of undergrounds. Put them back in there. Hey, you, give me all the undergrounds. In there. I'll actually take all of those and put them in there, and I'll double it. That, and those. I could auto-unload the train, but I really don't want to. I really want to be able to go to the train and know that it's going to have stock in it when I want stock to do some of these builds. Okay, so that's a copper. Now, this is the output, this is the input. So what I actually want to do next is I want to paste another one right behind it. And we're going to take your output, we're going to run it sideways. And this is what I want to make sure that train has stock. So when I come up there and say, I need a heap of undergrounds to try and run one build through another build, I'll actually find out that there's undergrounds in there. That's tricky. Okay, so if I don't give you power and I put power on the outside, that solves so many problems. You know what? You can actually go all the way over there. Okay, so that's that output on the outside. Now, it also means I need to get a second lane of input through this whole build for the extra copper ore, which goes in here. We'd have to go like that. Then, oh, that's not enough room. Not to do a chest stop. Can I rearrange you? No. I use the underground as split it a step sideways. So that doesn't help. It's got to be a full belt, so I can't side load it. Yes, JD. You've got yourself stuffed already. Okay, so we're just going to assume that this one sucks, and it's going to have a direct insert. That should work. Should. If I come back to this end of the build, we're obviously out of Roboport range. So it means I now need to have a second copper ore fed in here. There. Okay, so that feeds in. Oh, can I? No. No. I thought I saw something. I didn't. Now, can I get a third one? So up here is our transition, and this is really where things are the tightest. I have, what tiles do I have spare? None. Okay, so the answer is no, but I can get 2 rows in. So this gives us 2 lanes of copper out in the width, and that's the important thing, of one of these builds, because I really want to try and I don't want to end up with my low density structures here and my smelting coming all the way out here somewhere, and I've got to route belts, you know, right. I'd much prefer to have some sort of, you know, extra length here, because I've still got to do another lot of smelting down here for iron and copper for this, and copper for that. So, you know, smelting is going to come further south, a lot further south. So 1 row is 40. I've got 2 rows done, which is 80. So this is going to feed into these 2. Plastic comes in from this side. I still need a steel build, so we'll go back up to here. we will copy a steel build and plop it down. And then what I really want to do is I want to extend it by, it was 2, wasn't it? Steel. Max rate calculator over those guys, that gives me 2. So I want to do copy, paste. So that should give me, oh, underground, so that's why I didn't do that. Okay. So that should give me 8 steel out. For how much iron are you pulling in? There to there. No, that didn't work. I need one with all the recipes, all the smelters running. That one. So that's 25 iron in for 6. So we want clear all 25 divided by 6 equals multiplied by 8, because we've now got 8 now is 33. There's no way to double that, because that's too much ore, to double the length of the smelter. And is it 8 for 1 row, or is it 8 for 2 rows? It is... So it's 8 for 2 rows. So if I had 3 rows instead... So let's bring that calculator back up. Let's do this again. So it's 25 ore divided by 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to multiply it by 8 gave me 8, but I want 12. So we're going to multiply that by 12 equals 50. We have slight overproduction. Because 50 ore is a lot. I don't actually have 50 ore coming in. I can do 45 ore, but I can't do 50. And how tight is this on the 8? Is it exactly 8? Is it a little bit over 8? It's exactly 4, 8, 12. Okay. I don't think we can get another steel smelter in. But we can do this. We can do, that's copper, that's iron for steel. That's copper, that's iron for steel, so on and so forth. Which means that does 2, that does 2. Which makes all our belt routing a lot more convenient. So this is how many long? 22 long. And this does 2 apiece, so I need this 11 long. So we'll just, copy the whole thing. Try and find a spot where I can actually see what I'm doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, undo 9, 10, 11. So that comes out to here, which is longer than this. It's pretty much the same offset we started with. So the answer might be we just move low density structures in the final print across so things go in a straight line. It might be easy to have this go in a straight line and plastic just run a longer line than it may be to have wiggles and squiggles everywhere. That roboport. That roboport. This is not going to get us anywhere near full coverage. But I don't think we're looking for full coverage. We're just looking for some coverage. Because there's a lot to be built. Where's the shortfall for steel? Okay, so you can go there. You can go there. You can go there. 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 That one. That one. There's a forest in the way. Who left that there? Come on, robots. Put that there. Oh. You guys can come help with the forest. That there. Actually, I'm going to replace this one down. Clear that. Clear that. Okay, so the number one thing I'm going to need is substations. And more coverage. Radar. Can we... I'm starting to look for some sort of radar coverage. I think in the final blueprint we'll just delete all the radars. But having some sort of radar coverage is definitely helping with build cycles. So we'll put you there. I'm going to work out more radars in a sec. We'll go get as many substations as we can carry. So hopefully I can get the top row powered as well. You substations. You substations. All of those. All of those. Put them in here. All of those. Also put them in there. That's all we can fit. There's no furnaces left in there. There's no furnaces left in there either. Inserters. Guarantee you I'm short on inserters. Yep. This says belt. You're in charge of belt. Have more belt. What else is this? I'm just short on inserters. I'm working on the inserters right now. Have half. Have another few stacks. I've got all the steel chests already. You know what? Train, you do not... Nope, you do not have anything we need. You go back to base and hopefully bring back more goodies. Alright. Let's get these substations put down, roboports put down. Because I'd like to finalize this build, so to speak. So it may not be built, but at least it's decided, it's final, there's nothing else to play with, nothing else that has to... What? What? Oh, this is the steel line out. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to have it finalized. There's nothing else that has to be done. It literally just needs to be built. So I don't have to worry about it. We can then move on with the next build. Wait for the poor base to slowly output modules because it's trying its hardest. But yeah, I'm building faster than the base can keep up. Let's put it that way. How much coverage do you have? Oh, that gives us full coverage. Awesome. Okay, you're definitely not meant to be there. You're also not meant to be there. We're going to copy from there to there and hope things magically line up. That magically lines up. Awesome. You're going to do trees and rocks. Go away. I'm not going to have trees in my build. Previous series maybe, but not this one. Okay. Trash that. I think that's build done. You know, that we do have blank patches, which we'll have to physically run along and build. But overall, like, this is half a dozen undergrounds and some beacons, and it shouldn't be too hard for us to physically get that built. Can't reach. Stupidest answer ever. Alright, so that's our first smelting block. It's only like this runs that. Well, this and this run that. Yeah. The smelter's going to be the biggest part of these builds. Absolutely guarantee you the smelter's going to be the biggest parts every single time. Even with max beacon coverage and everything else, they still always end up being the biggest part of your base. So this way, in your early game, when you're first starting off, planning where your smelters go is really important. And even when you get to the other end of the game, so the super late game, planning where you're going to put them is highly recommended, or do what I did and work backwards. So I sort of started at oil and then worked my way back towards smelting. Well, both forward to the rocket and then back towards smelting. So, yeah, that's our 2 builds. Oh, you're off by a tile. That lines up with that. That's up by 1 tile. Do I care? Yeah, I do care. I do care. That's going to cost me some time between episodes. Which means there's probably a good time to end this episode. We're literally just waiting for the robots to go put down everything. And then when they've done everything, there's going to be more everythings that need to get put down, like more beacons and more underground belts. And I have no idea what else they need to do. But there's a fair bit down here. And also we're going to start working... I've got to take a couple of minutes between episodes to look at the smelters for where we're going to try and put smelters for everything else. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, do hope you're enjoying the series. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.